Hello friends, welcome to Lori Sews. Today I'm going to show you how to add inches to a basic block. I made myself a cowl neck shirt a couple of weeks ago and it was way too tight, in part because it was not a stretchy fabric. So now I'm gonna take my cowl neck block and add inches to the sides. Now you can see here I'm using mini liquor bottles as my weights. The plastic ones are not very good. Use a nice glass one. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always getting those in my Christmas stocking. And I don't really ever drink them, so they make good weights. So I'm going to lay down my previous pattern. That's a cowl neck block that I made from scratch, and I used it to make myself a shirt that will fit me in about 9 months once I diet and stuff. So here I am with all my supplies. I'm gonna just simply add 1 inch all over to the front and back piece. I'm using brown paper that I got at the dollar store. The whole roll was only $1, and this is my 3rd shirt I'm using it as a pattern paper for, so I highly recommend that if you don't mind shopping at Dollar Tree. So I'm just adding 1 inch around all the edges, and then I'm going to trace it around. This video is actually sped up as fast as I can make it, which only goes to show you that I work pretty slow. This is my hobby. That's okay, right? You don't have to work fast when you're doing it for fun. So now I'm just going to trace around the points of the places where I used my ruler to measure out 1 inch. I actually added 2 inches to the waist area because that's where it was particularly tight. And you can see around the armhole at the very point where your armpit is, I didn't add any space. That is information I got from a tutorial online. I'm working on this project currently, and I've come across a couple of things. One is the neck and shoulder is too long for me now, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take off that inch around the shoulder neck area. The whole thing is way too long for me, but what I'm going to do, actually, hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to take inches off the shoulder, and I'm not going to take inches off the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to gather it all. I'm going to gather space at the shoulder and gather space at the waist. So it'll have a nice like ruching effect, which is good for me because I'm a plus-sized gal, so that'll look nice on me, I think. This is just going to be the first video for this project I'm working on. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I would love to answer them for you. So I'm just cutting out, this is the front, and I'm just cutting it out with those added inch at the top and 2 inches at the waist. Right here, I'm just writing on the pattern itself. I'm saying, this is the front for a cowl neck shirt. This is my 2nd attempt. I added 2 inches at the waist and 1 inch everywhere else. That'll just help me in the future if I want to use this pattern again. Now I've got the back piece. I'm going to do the exact same thing, except I'm only going to add 1 inch all the way around. I'm adding 1 inch to the neck, 1 inch to the shoulder, and 1 inch to the waist as well. Now what I'm doing is I'm placing the top piece and the bottom piece together to see if they're equal. I'm gonna hold the top shoulder next to the bottom shoulder, make sure they're right about the same size, which they are. And then I'm gonna go from the back neck to the front neck to see if they're as long as they are. And you can see that they're off a little. However, when I cut out the fabric and I made this pattern, the back was way longer than the front. Must have something to do with the fact that this is a cowl neck shirt. So I'm going to work on this pattern more, and I will show it to you guys once it's nice and perfectly finished.